Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Megamek in a brand new campaign. We're actually on the 0.50 release, so that's exciting, some new and probably a little bit buggy, but we're going to work through it. But let's, we've had a little bit of an introduction to what we're doing here, but let's go ahead and fill in a few of the blanks. First, in the video, of course, we had they found Star League Defense Force bunker. I'm not going to start our campaign with a bunch of Star League tech, but it was more of just a plot device to get us some money. Starting a new home here on Claybrook, and I'm going to end up probably renaming these companies and lands. I forgot to do that before we started, but I'll get around to that eventually. I am going to need to move people around, but first let's see what mechs and who we even have here. Our company commander is a man named John Paladin Davis. He drives around as a battle master, which is kind of the have PPC will travel what is named after. He has a PPC and he travels around. He's the captain. He's kind of the one that headed all this up. Tactical genius, some good skills here. I think he's considered a veteran. Doesn't really show that here. A little bit of leadership, a lot of tactics, no strategy though, but that's something we can work on later. Now he has a sister, which unfortunately you can't set it up as a sister, but the lead technician is his sister, although she's also married, so she also doesn't really have that name. That would be Jennifer Azam. Who is she married to? I think it's the doctor. Okay, the good doctor. We're going to be playing around a little bit with ranks. I'm going to try to do something a little bit more realistic. Instead of immediately promoting people when they get their skill up, it's a time-based thing. So, and they get capped out if they don't have. I'm still kind of working on the rules, but they get capped out unless they have the skills. So, when it's time for these people to become sergeants, if they haven't grown out of a green stage yet, well, they don't become a sergeant, and so on and so forth. Now, to start out, I did go ahead and start them out with whatever based on their skills. Anywho, that's a minor point, but a fun point anyway. I did go through and give all of our mech warriors, kind of their own little portraits here, and also little names. They do have kind of a personality about them. Jean here says it displays a quick and keen intelligence, easily understanding and responding to complex situations with insight and clever thinking. They face danger and adversity with remarkable bravery and steady resolve. I won't read all of these unless it becomes relevant, although I will go through them, and if you want to pause and read them, you can. But we're in a battle master here. First we have Aisha Seeker Washington. She's in a longbow 7Q, which is kind of a slower one, but more of an up-armored version of the longbow. Now, for the most part, other than this battle master, I spawned in myself because I wanted a battle master to be the commander guy's deal. But everything else, I pretty much are stuck with what it rolled up. So right now, we actually ended up having a wasp left over. He didn't. I've already moved some of the mechs around. We're going to move them around a little bit more too. Anywho, we got Aisha here. Then we have Kyan Cookson, codename Savage. He is also in a longbow. This is kind of the faster, more generic version of the longbow. And I'm going ahead and move this trebuchet up. This is kind of a long-range striking missile boat lance. But we have Maria Esteban here. Codename Senorita, and she's in a trebuchet, which is a medium mech, but it should also have plenty of long-range firepower. Now we don't currently have a lieutenant up here. It's going to end up being Sabrina Christian, although I'm not going to keep her in the Mercury. Again, this is where we're going to do some shuffling around here. But just to note, this Sergeant Cantula Lodi is not. Is definitely not the commander of this unit. She's actually going to end up being down here in this lance here. I'm going to have this lance have kind of our Native Americans kind of all be in the same lance. But she's currently in a dragon, which that dragon will probably stay up here in Bravo Lance. This Bravo Lance I'm envisioning kind of as a medium strike lance. We have Sergeant Quincy Forrest, also known as Bookworm, currently in a Shadowhawk. We have Daniel Cowboy Sadler and a Griffin. And then we have Sheridan Dune, codenamed Scorpion, and another Shadowhawk. Then we go down here, Lieutenant Sabrina Christian. Again, she's probably going to go up to that Bravo Lance. Currently in a Mercury. It's kind of an older mech, but it's a decent one. A couple small lasers and a couple medium lasers. And mask. This is kind of a Star League quality one, which, given our backstory, I guess that works. We have Matano Silent River Hadaway. He will be the leader of this one down here. He is currently in a Phoenix Hawk, which will probably stick around as. He's got a little bit of strategy. I think he's the only one that does. He also has this Forest Ranger, so he actually works really well inside of a forest. Then we have Bonnie Wilkins, who is definitely the dreamer, because she, bless her heart, thinks she's going to be piloting a Stinger Lamb with green mech abilities and no aerospace abilities. I don't think that would work. So another one of the things we're going to be doing here is we're going to go into the unit market almost immediately and buying a new mech for somebody. I already kind of know. I've already looked around and kind of know what we're going to get. But she's not going to stick around that Sting Lamb. But this Lamb is going to stay in our basically mothballed and in our unit. Again, this is probably makes a little bit of sense based on, you know, we got this from the Star League bunker. I don't know. I am dubious about a Lamb here. So, I mean, it is a 30-ton mech, but that armor is terrible. It's got 3 medium lasers, which isn't a bad thing, really. Yeah. Anywho, and finally we have Urok Mayer, codenamed Foolish Bear. And he's in a Locust 1E. That's a energy variant, which is really nice. Has a little bit more range to it. It's probably one of the better versions of a Locust. So what am I thinking as far as like mixing these guys up? What I'm kind of thinking is I want to get him out of this Phoenix Hawk. And I definitely want to get her out of the Stinger. So let's remove her. Well, first, let's go ahead and look at the unit market. We currently have about 6.2 million in the bank. Now, we've not accepted a contract yet, so that will help. Well, we can also take a peek at the personnel market. I have made some changes to like I'm mostly using the complete experience preset, which is the second preset when you start a new game of MechXQ. I have made a few adjustments in the options. One of them being is we use the Dylan method for personnel, so we actually get more. They stick around. They also it's. I'll explain it another time, but it's kind of a cool system. I like it. But all we have in here is a couple of green mech warriors, which I don't need more green mech warriors, and plus they don't come with a unit anyway. So we'll just let them sit around. They don't have any like special abilities either. I mean, she has small arms, so that isn't that big of a deal. So we'll let them simmer. We'll look at the contracts here in a moment, and then we're going to go into the unit market. Currently showing only mechs. We don't currently have any vehicles or any aerospace fighters or anything like that. I was thinking about starting with a dropship, and I still reserve the right to maybe add one later. The only reason I didn't is because there was some confusion as to whether that might cause issues with like contract generation and messing up, force values and so forth. And it's really not that big of a deal for us just to get transport rights to go back and forth. So for now, we're just kind of like, in lore, yeah, we have a drop ship, a Union, probably. I think it was a Mule in the intro, but I'll say they sold the Mule and got a Union. Because there's really no point to having a Mule when you have a bunch of mechs. Anywho, the mech I was kind of looking at here, I mean, the Stalker would be nice, but we're looking for kind of a medium in the medium unit. So I'm going to go with this Wolverine. It is a little bit of a markup, but I like the Wolverine, and plus it'll kind of break up the fact that I don't need yet another Shadowhawk. We've got 2 already. It's a little bit different. Nice armor to it. Yeah, it's 585, so it's got jump jets. It's kind of mobile. It's not super mobile, but it's kind of nice. AC5, SRM6. What's the cork on the AC5? I wonder. Oh, he can jettison it. Okay. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can. It does have various of these, but one of the things it has there is command mech. So I'm going to actually make this the command mech for the second unit. So let's go ahead and purchase. It says a mercenary option. If it's black market, you have run a risk of like just wasting your money, but this should be fine. It just costs a little bit more than normal. Excellent, excellent. Let's go back into the order of battle. I'm going to go to Boss Lady here. Go into the personnel from here. Let's go ahead and change her unit. Assigned unit. Here we go. Mech, medium, Wolverine. Which means we now need to move or assign this up here. I'm going to assign her, Bonnie, to that Mercury. Okay. Good. She's in the Mercury. Now the Lamb is there. Let's go ahead and remove the Lamb. And I'm going to move this Shadowhawk. Move it from there and put it here. Okay, and then finally I'm going to change them around. She's going to be in the Phoenix Hawk and he's going to be in the Shadowhawk. Oh, where is she? She's in the Shadowhawk 2, right? No, it's not him. It's up here. You. Now, I might be giving Scorpion a death sentence because the Phoenix Hawk, I'm not a big fan of the Phoenix Hawk. But it will do for now. There we go, and now we have our order of battle. Got ourselves a light lance. Oh, wait a minute, she shouldn't be here. What's the speed of a Mercury? It needs to be there. Okay, we're going to change this up yet again. I'm going to put Scorpion in the Mercury. Dotty, dotty, dotty. Scorpion, where you at? I'm going to put you in the Phoenix Hawk. If I can find it. No. No, no, no. We're going to put Lodi in that one. And then we'll put Bonnie in the dragon. All right, so now we do have 2 extra mechanics. I spawned with 2 extra ones thinking we were probably going to get some vehicles, but I've not done so yet. But we do have them available. Other than that, it should just be a standard company generation start. Our admins aren't great. Let's go by roll here. Yeah. bunch of greens and a couple of regulars. So we're going to need to work on them a little bit. We do have 2 dependents children, 1-year-old and a 0-year-old. Both of them have this natural aptitude piloting, which I guess right now is a bug in the 0.50. Is anybody who's not a mech warrior tends to get this natural aptitude. And a lot of these people, if they already had it, for example, Jennifer here, she had it. Well, I changed it to something that's relevant for her tech. So she has Mr., Mrs. Fix-It, and so forth. There's a couple like that. There wasn't a whole lot of them, but there was 4 or 5. The only other note I'll make here is Kareem, the doctor here. He's a lieutenant. He probably should be a captain, but since I'm a captain, he's lieutenant now. When I become higher, we'll make him a captain, and then we'll proceed from there depending on whatever rules I devise for rank. It's one of the things that's relevant, why I'm actually spending some time to take care of it, is the multiplier they get to their salary is based on their skill, and then there's a further multiplier for their rank. So if I just immediately bring them up to whatever like max rank for their skill, then I'm just like building on this, whereas it also doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I figure a little time progression, and to that effect, I did go ahead and I chose. Let's go into the campaign settings real quick. For the rank system, one thing I did is I went through. By default, there's a lot of the unofficial SPAs that aren't in here. I went ahead and added most of them. The ones that are relevant, like heavy lifter, I can't imagine I would ever mess with that. But and I assigned them a cost, and I think this will also make it so that people will randomly be able to get that. So I look forward to that. Rank system, I used I called it FLM, or Free Worlds League Militia 2, and really the only change I made is down here in the officers. Instead of being called a force commander, I just made that major. Other than that, it adds a little bit more of a granularity between the ranks. Is why I like this particular system over the Star League one. So we did pick that. Let me just real quick look here to see if there's anything else I changed. Markets, I don't think I changed much. Like I said, Dylan's method for personnel, I didn't change anything for that. StratCon, I did turn this option off for strict parts by mission. We already have to do rolls for like finding parts, and we're also using the harder system, so I don't really want to mess with that. Other than that, I don't think I changed anything else here. Skills, no. Experience, I did add experience points to various things that I thought would make some sense. One experience for every kill. Every completed scenario, you get an experience point. Every 25 successful tasks, you get an experience point. But everything else I kind of left as is. I didn't change this at all. Well, I did. No, I didn't change this. It's under. Where is that under? It's under tech. Okay. There's something on tech. Finances. We are paying for overhead and we are paying for transportation. Turnover retention. I just have it on basically. I don't think I changed anything. Well, yes, I did change. The founders will never leave or retire. They're with us until they die, be that in combat or old age. And the founders is basically everybody we started with. So, but from here on out, everybody we gained after this are not founders, and they'll be subject to turnover and everything else. Life path, I just basically turned everything on. Personnel, I believe is I'm tracking some additional variables, but I don't think I changed anything. Tech limits, the only thing I changed was down here, ammo by type. Instead of like having like an LRM5 ammo, we just have LRM ammo, for example. Makes it easier, makes it make more sense to me. Supplies, I didn't change this at all. Repairs, I reversed the quality because going from F to A makes more sense than going from A to F, from low to high, I did change this up to 30-day cycles for maintenance, and we're not going to use quality modifiers and maintenance checks because that just causes a death spiral, basically. And this is our unit. I'm using Knights of the Spear camo. I'm not sure what I want to do for the camo yet. For now, I wanted like a black and white or black and silver, so that's the closest I could find. And the name of our company is Have PPC Will Travel. So let's go ahead and get. I've been working on this, like all this fluff stuff, for like 2 days. I want to actually get in and actually do some fighting and playing. So the two options we had here are, I'm considering like pushing the generate button, but I think I'm going to go with this planetary assault. We are using the StratCon rules, which is basically standard now. So I'm really excited to learn a little bit more about that. And to that effect, we have house rules here. House, as opposed to integrated, there's 4 levels of command rights, and I'm going to leave this at house. It's not ideal. They have a lot of say over us, but we can still use the StratCon map, so I'm looking forward to that. Transport terms are already at 100%, so we don't need to mess with that. Salvage rights is 0%. We're going to change that here in a minute. Straight support, 40% doesn't sound great, but let's see what we can do for salvage first. $40's not bad, and it could be a lot worse. So I keep pushing that. I can't go back to this. So let's go ahead and renegotiate this. 60. Well, let's take 60. Okay, so we're going to get quite a bit of money, really. Estimated profit of 78 million. Transportation is going to cost us 10 million. We should get some of this up front. I don't know. I think it might be 23 million. We might get quite a bit of money, so I don't know if I want to mess with that or not. Certainly not here. Like I said, we just need to kind of get into the battle. It's in Stuart. This is going to be against the Free Worlds League for the Lyran Commonwealth. The Lyrans are going to have elite troops, and the enemies are going to be regular troops, which that still is better than us, unfortunately. It's going to be a 9-month-long campaign, and I think I like all of this. So there was something I was going to do or look at. Oh, after we accept this. So we're going to go ahead and accept this. So we are on the books for going to Stuart. It's way up here. We're way down there, so we got to cross the entirety of Free Worlds League space. But we can do that. Let's go ahead and calculate the jump path. It's going to take us 123 days, it says here. So that's plenty of time. But what I wanted to mess with before that, so we need to go here into the hangar. The Wasp, we're going to mothball. I don't know if it matters their skill level, so I'm going to put the green people on it. That's fine. And then also the Stinger Lamb. We're going to mothball this. All right, cool. They're doing that. For everything else, I don't want Yasmin working on anything because she's green. So we're going to put someone a little bit more... well, first of all of this, especially while we're in transit, is going to be... Here we are. ×4 time. They're going to take extra time to do all their maintenance. And then for this, I want somebody who isn't green working on this. Here, you, Esteban here, you can handle that. Matter of fact, you can handle both of these. Maybe. Can you handle that? I don't know. We'll find out. We'll see if the Wolverine. It should be 240. That could be. That's all she does, because I think they have 400 and. Well, no, I don't know. Well, we'll see how that works out. But they're going to be taking care of that. They'll be mothballing these. We should have parts, just in general. I probably should buy spares, but 55-ton stuff, that's pretty nice. I'm not going to go through this whole thing here. I can't think of anything we need off the top of my head. Let's get into this. Get into the action, at least as fast as we can. Did I push the button to start? Okay, we're starting now. Transit, and let's get going. Guess it'd be the advanced day button, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, we did get like that 23 million to start us with. Kind of want to keep an eye on that, let that go. Yeah, mothballing complete, great. And then the other one should mothball as well. And look at the personnel marker. You do see it's going to populate here a little bit. I don't believe there's really anything we need. Definitely not a medic. There's an elite vessel gunner. Okay, let's speed this up just a little bit. Let's go to the new month. Okay, people gained a little bit of XP. We spent a little bit of money. Nothing there really wowing me. So let's go into the new month. How many days have we got left? Should say somewhere. Well, I know we had multiple months, so. More XP. Archer, that's interesting. Costs some money. And it has a green pilot, so Panther wouldn't be bad, but we don't really have room for it. April 1st. That's one of their birthdays. That's oh, what's his name? Foolish Bear here. That's his birthday. It's one of the reasons that I named him Foolish Bear. Doesn't say it there, does it? But no, that's his birthday. Did I look at the personnel market? I don't believe I did. More cool stuff here. Ooh, an elite mech warrior and a stinger. And an elite mecha warrior and a rifle, or not elite, but veteran. That's very interesting. He's a forest ranger. You're a tactical genius. That's... I don't know that I can pass that up. Less than $1 million to hire this guy? You're hired, man. And I think this rifleman's going to get hired too. 2.5 million. So I mean, the riflemen aren't great, but a veteran dude here, he has some tactic. He'd be a leader too. This forest ranger is an amazing skill. All right. Decisions have been made. I'm not going to put him in any unit yet. What do we still got? 28 days. So let's go to... Oh, well, I guess I do have to maintain them now, don't I? Oopsies. Well, I really only have those green guys. So for the Stinger, definitely put a green on that one. What's Kyle working on? Oh, he's working on this up here, the longbow. Right. Well, he hasn't destroyed it yet, so I guess we can have somebody do the... Oh, well, I do need to add them both to ×4 maintenance. There we go. New week. There is a straight up green or a veteran mech warrior. Cluster hitter, which would basically make him a little bit better on some of these missile boats we have, but I've already added, so let's not add more. Really, I'm just checking for elites. Yeah, I don't need another wasp. Unless you have something absolutely amazing. Unreliable, that isn't amazing. Oh, how close are we to Stewart here? 6 days, so next week should do it. We should be there. Right? No? I guess we need 6 more days. We're in the system anyway. Regular Wolverine. Yeah. Okay, he's going to get an award for Elite Mech Warrior. He's a marksman because he has a gunnery skill of 5+. So I believe that just gives him a little bit extra XP when he gets awarded that. So you can have that. We're on May. Taking another look at the Mech Warrior pilots here. Stinger. Okay. Enough mumbling to myself. We are on the surface of Stewart, right? Are we not? Did we just stop moving? It says we got 14 days ago. Okay, I'm apparently blind. Next week. Well, this is the briefing room, right? Okay, I gotta get one of them set to fight. That will be Bravo Company. Will be set to fight. Charlie is a scout, and this will be defend. Although we don't really have the resources to really mess with that. We're not on system yet, right? Oh yeah, we are on planet. It says up here. What is this down here? Is it just not updating because I have... Okay. Forgive the derp. So the way this works, for at least the planetary assault here, we have to... It's kind of hard to read this with the white on yellow here, or yellow on white. Locate and capture or destroy a designated facility. I don't know what facility that is. But there's 2 of them we have to destroy, and then we have to maintain campaign victory point count above 0. So what we're going to need to do, is there any other tracks? No, there's just the one track. So the first thing we're going to need to do is actually deploy our scouts and see if we can't find something around here. To do that, manage a force assignment, we're going to add a Charlie Lance. And they do apparently have detected a hostile lance. So what do we got here? It says hostile force detected. Can I zoom in on this at all? Primary forces committed. Terrain, rural, homestead, hot, desert. Deploys on the 11th, which is today. So this is pending. Now, because we have somebody in the fight stance, I should be able to reinforce them. But let's see what we actually got here. Of course, we have... this is our Scout Lance. The Lyrans are going to be giving us a Warhammer, a Rifleman, a Flashman, and a Thunderbolt. The Free Worlds League has an enemy officer and a Thunderbolt. The Iron Commonwealth has a Wolverine and an officer. The primary enemy for the Free Worlds League is a Locust, 2 Locusts, an APC. Looks like a bunch of lights and some mediums. There's a lot of them though. Oh my good lord. And an exoplanetary infantry Eagle Corps Irie Defense Force. Designated start is a Scorpion light tank. And up 4 recon mechs. Enemy start south. A Wasp and a... Okay, what are we actually doing here? Capture the designated target by disabling their unit and routing the escorts, or by forcing the ejection and picking up the ejected individual. The captured target must remain alive and cannot be allowed to escape the battlefield. Really? Primary allies ground. To compensate for the presence of a large opposing force, allied units will be working alongside me. The House commanding officer will deploy alongside your units, keep them alive. An enemy mech officer has been spotted, destroy them. Details of the enemy scout mech has been spotted in the area. Okay, we're supposed to capture the designated target. That's that Scorpion, right? We have to somehow not kill it. Well, we could kill it, but we don't want it to like, explode and kill everybody inside of it. Okay. That doesn't sound like it's going to be a fun time. Okay, let's go over here, back over to the campaign state. And I think I can... Yeah, I can commit Bravo Lance, or try to. Capture scenario. Send reinforcements from that list there. Reinforcement roll. Alright, are they actually coming? I guess so. So we have this extra unit that's going to join us on the field as well. So let's see, it's going to be a clear daylight, so good for targeting. Oh, that's going to be targeting for us too. It says terrain desert, so I assume it's going to be hot, which might mess with heating a little bit. I don't know. I don't see anything here. We could re-roll, but I don't think we want to. I think we want to give our Lyran allies. That's a pretty heavy. That's a pretty chunky unit. Even though there is a lot. That's 11,000 points here. Whew, wow. I mean, that's more stuff than they have VV by, and having this many things firing at you from different angles is very dangerous. That's a very weak enemy to actually be targeting, but it's kind of a weird scenario here. And the Wolverine, we have an extra Wolverine, and what did they had? A Thunderbolt, which is it'll be very useful to kick out. This is going to be a heck of a battle. So, wow. Well, I hope you got to know these guys, because they may not be here much longer. What is the BV value of these? It's 4,000, and this one is 3,000. So we're gonna we do out BV them. Like, we'll even see that in the briefing here. Let's go ahead and start. We do have more. Of course, then again, we have 8 mechs here. Are we all showing up at the same time? It looks like we are. It looks like we made whatever roll we needed to make to show up at the same time. So that's very useful and handy. We've got all of these mechs here, which is on our side. This is what we're actually fighting. It's 25-ton light LRM tank with like 20 armor on each side is what we're trying to kill. Well, capture. Thunderbolt is a priority target. Everything else is just kind of going to be in the way and annoying. Oh, cool. They actually had them on board that armored personnel carrier. The Xenoplanetary Infantry Eagle Corps Area Defense. What is this? Can I see this? There's just 7 soldiers in spacesuits. They have a support rifle. Cybernetically enhanced infantry. Okay. They brought out the special forces, but I think we're going to be fine. But what I'm going to do, we're going to put a cut here. Something I'd like to hear back from you guys is how long do you want these videos to be? If I'm going more than an hour, I really feel uncomfortable about that. And honestly, I think 30 minutes would be better. But battles, especially a battle this big, is going to take a while. And so I would be splitting this one battle up into various segments, which I'm okay with doing, and I may do, at least to start until I hear back from you guys. But I very much would like to hear back from you on this, and just anything. If you want to, have any questions, if you want to see something specific I've done, if you want to maybe volunteer to be one of my mech warriors or techs or whatever. Most of the tech, I've only assigned one tech a name and a picture. So if you guys want to be part of the unit here, let me know. I'll be more than happy to add you guys to this. But for now, I think I'm going to put a cut in here. So until next time, crash and burn.